Welcome back, YouTube, to germ-onzone, and we getting right back into that movie mix. Back into 2002 with the movie John Q. Another Denzel performance that was amazing. Okay, we have Robert Duvall, the Kimberly Elise. There's a list, and the list goes on with top hit actors being in this movie. All right. Not only that, but the movie hits the heart. It really hits the heart. And the big thing about this movie is it follows John Q, which is Archibald is his last name, but Q is for Quincy, is for his middle name. And you just see this guy at the beginning, and I'm glad that they set this up. It doesn't take long. I think it took only like maybe even up to 20 minutes to really get into the movie. It doesn't play around, and that's what I like about this film. And you just see him just going through day-to-day life. He at the beginning of the movie, his car is being repoed. He's struggling just to pay the rent. Everything is just going bad for him. But it's not until the moment when his son basically gets real sick during a game of baseball, and he falls out. You know, he panics, tries to take him to the hospital, you know, trying to use his insurance. But the problem is his insurance is not enough because he has a heart condition and he needs a replacement. So, before I even get any further with this movie, we also see a situation at the beginning of the film where this woman dies in a car accident with the 18-wheeler. Now, I didn't want to say this, but it felt like she was looking for death. When you got to be careful when you on the road. You can't be just thinking you can just swoop around all these 18-wheelers and there's not going to have a consequence. And I didn't understand that. Like, that was some of the dumbest driving, but there's people out there that's willing to do it. So it's not like the movie's fault, but you can see the stupidity with that. But let's get back into the film. So John, he does everything to adapt to this new situation. You know, he's selling everything in his house. You know, he's trying different hustles, just trying to make money so he can save his son. But at the same time, he's dealing with the problems of the hospital. And this movie really dives into the whole the health situation, how that they have like problems, and also the insurance companies, because they were not willing to cover that charge. Even though he worked all those years at his job and he's supposed to be insured, it didn't matter. Because they wasn't going to cover it and stuff, and they were willing to pull the plug on his son. So when the mother, she couldn't take it no more, she's crying, and she just asked John,
do something. Do you hear me? Do something.
And Kimberly Elise, when she played that role, she really drew out that emotion to make it hit the heart. And you can tell that was the tipping point for John Q to make a difference, to make something change, even though we know that it might be just over for his son. So he decides to go to the hospital and take it all hostage. All right, everybody, that means even patients. And when he takes it hostage, he forces some of the doctors that's there to work on the patients for free, you know. Now, I will say with this film, this is a flat arc character arc. And with that being said, it's not him that needs to change. It's everybody around him. Because you also have some problems with the patients who feel like, oh, this is bad. But as time goes on, he starts to change their mind, and as they start to see his perspective and what he's fighting for, you know. And that's why I really have to give this movie I have to give it the highest rating. Like, this is an A+ movie, a 5 out of 5. All right, because this movie hits all the elements to go through the movie and we see the challenges he goes through just trying to get his son fixed. And I understand taking a hospital hostage is extreme, but it got the point across. Like, sometimes, as people say, you know, the only time they see you is when you start being violent, when you start being wild and stuff. That's when they start reacting. And he did get some attention on this situation to save his son. So I would say I would love for you to check this movie out. You gotta check this movie out. I watched this movie on Hulu, and hopefully you get to see this movie too, because this is a Denzel classic. You cannot miss this movie. And if you have, go ahead and check it out because you need to see it. Alright? But I'll catch you next time on the next movie review. But until that time, peace.
Maybe you guys haven't figured that out by now. I'll do whatever I gotta do for him to live.